Listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolks said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
This week's episode of Superbank is really terrific. Hey, look at this.
Chief, I am trying to drive. And besides, we're already late for Jethro's farewell breakfast.
Farewell breakfast. He's not going into the Army Reserve today. He's only going for an interview and a qualification test.
I know, but the Clampetts think he's going. And besides, we have already kept them waiting because you had to stop and by to those stupid comic books.
Superbanker is not a stupid comic book. It's the thrilling adventures of Harold Hart. In everyday life, a mild-mannered bank president. Oh, shut up! This is inspirational literature.
Oh, come now. A bank president who sneaks into his vault and comes out as Money Man?
Yes, Money Man. A patriot that fights for the things that make this country what it is. Baseball, mom's apple pie, hot dogs, second mortgages, hidden interest charges. In this week's episode, he's headed for France to stop the gold drain.
Any bank president who comes out of his vault looking like money is headed for South America.
You are coming dangerously close to seditious slander. Money Man is a national hero.
Only to you. To everybody else, he is an odious, imbecilic, nickel-nursing nut!
That does it. Now pull over and stop this car.
What for?
I am making a citizen's arrest.
Me?
You bet. I am charging you with high treason. We're going to the FBI office in the Federal Building.
Oh, sit down. We are going to Jethro's farewell breakfast in the fancy eating room.
When are we going to give Jethro his presents and make our speeches, Paul?
Well, seeing it don't take the boy long to eat, maybe we'd best commence right now. Jethro, I know how you must feel this morning. Leaving home for the first time is a mighty solemn occasion. And I reckon your heart is full and there's a lump in your throat. We're mighty proud of you, and we know that you must be proud, too. Proud and happy at this chance to serve the country that has been so good to all of us. You have heard your country's call to duty, and this is your answer. Well, I reckon that's enough talking. I'll show you how I feel.
Don't shoot him, Jed. I ain't said my speech yet.
I ain't gonna shoot him, Granny. I just want to give him a squirrel gun. Jethro, my pa gave this gun to me, and his pa gave it to him. I think it's only fitting that I pass it along to... Boy. Soldier.
Well, Uncle Jed, you going hunting?
I'm just making you a going-away present of this rifle.
Well, thank you.
Now, I know the Army sets a great store by sharpshooting. And old Nellie here can bark a squirrel and... All right, Granny, you give it a try.
Mr. President, members of Congress, fellow delegates, honored guests, distinguished visitors. What's wrong with her?
Nothing. She's been reading speeches all week.
I think Thomas Jefferson expressed the emotions of all of us when he said, roll in flour, salt to taste, fry in deep fat.
Bring it on, Granny.
That's my directions for frying chicken.
Keep going, Granny. You're the first one to get his attention.
Oh, I can't make a speech, but I would like to say a few words about my present. Jethro, I want you to wear this uniform with pride and valor, like my granddaddy wore it in the Great War.
Granny, that's a Confederate uniform.
You bet it is. And this is the sword he used to defend our country when the North invaded America.
I'll slip out and answer the door.
It's decorated on the field of battle following our great victory at Gettysburg. And this medal was given to him by General Lee after the final Yankee defeat at Appomattox.
Granny, the Yankees wasn't defeated. It was the South.
What did you say?
I keep telling you, Granny. The North won. General Grant fought General Lee.
Well, howdy, folks. Come in.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I'm so sorry we're late for Jethro's farewell breakfast.
Oh, that's all right. I know you got a lot of important things to tend to.
Important things. We stopped to pick up the latest edition of Super Banker comic book.
Don't blame her too much. He's really hooked on it.
What?
He's every woman's hero.
Of all the unmitigated...
That's all right, Miss Jane. You're just in time to hear Granny's farewell speech to Jethro.
Gateway!
She must have made a very moving speech.
Yeah, I ain't seen a boy move that fast in a long time.
What was Jethro carrying?
His breakfast. He ain't one to let saving his life standing away eating.
Hi, come back. Oh, howdy, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale.
Ellie?
I didn't have a chance to give Jethro my present.
Well, we'll get to that. You all go in the fancy eating room. I'll go fetch back the guest of honor and the Speaker of the House.
What are you giving him, Ellie?
Well, I made him a whole box of ladyfingers. He likes a snack between bites.
You mean between meals?
Not Jethro.
Here's my little going-away present, soldier boy. Something to decorate your barracks.
Thanks, Miss Jane. Oh, what is it?
It's a pin-up picture of me.
Please, not while we're eating.
Wow! A dog!
Let's see.
Boy, Miss Jane, in a bathing suit, you're a different woman.
How true, how true. Oh, here's my present, Jethro. Now, I know you have an appointment down at Reserve Headquarters, so I won't make any speeches.
Hey, will you look at this? Hey, what is it, Mr. Drysdale?
That, my boy, is a money man piggy bank. You see, he has a hole in his head.
How true, how true.
I'll show you how it works. When you drop in the dime, the eyes light up.
That's real cunning.
It sure is. Here's my present, Jethro.
Well, thanks, Ellie. Hey, what is it?
Well, I went and say. I made it myself.
Hey, Uncle Jed, will you look at this? Ellie made me bullets for your rifle.
That was ladyfingers. Give me your sword, Granny.
Well, I'm off to the reserve. Bye.
Don't stand there, Miss Hathaway. Get him, bring him back.
Yes, the dear boy forgot his picture.
Never mind that. My dime is still in that bank.
Make your country proud of you, boy. Remember, you're a Tennessee volunteer. Come on, Ellie. Let's get the flag and the rest of the stuff.
Yes, sir, Granny.
We've been ripping up petticoats to make bandages.
Uncle Jed, I can't show up at the Army Reserve looking like this. What are they gonna think?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You ain't gonna be just another face in the crowd. Bet you it ain't every day they get a boy in a Confederate uniform toting a squirrel rifle that shoots ladyfingers.
Uncle Jed, what am I gonna tell them?
Tell them the truth. Tell them you wore it to please a sweet, sentimental little old gray-haired granny. You would break your leg if you didn't.
Can't you convince her that the Civil War is over? And that the South lost?
No, I can't, and I ain't gonna try. At my age, a broke leg don't mend too fast.
Sir, I hope you won't go to laughing at the uniform right off.
Ah, looks great to me.
But this is a Confederate uniform.
Yeah, I know. Sit down, I'll tell the colonel you're here. Excuse me, Colonel. The studio has started to send over those Civil War soldiers.
We're supposed to come in till after lunch.
Yeah, the first boy's here.
They'll probably be straggling in all day. All right, send him in.
Sir, are you going to be casting any Southern belles?
I'm not casting. I'm just the technical advisor.
Why couldn't you be an expert on bikinis instead of Civil War uniforms?
Send the boy in. And, Sergeant, for your information, it's not just uniforms. It's all equipment.
Sir, you ought to go down to the beach sometime. There's some mighty fine equipment running around with those.
Send the boy in.
Step right in here, Stonewall.
Turn around. Excellent. Very authentic. Tennessee Volunteers.
Well, how'd you know?
That's my job. Let me see the gun. Oh, I can't let you use this.
Why not?
Too good, too modern. Okay, you can go now. You're in.
In the Army?
That's correct.
I'm gonna fight.
You sure are. You're gonna get licked, but not until you put up a real scrap.
Well, excuse me, sir, but who am I gonna be fighting?
The Union Army.
Where?
Culpeper Plantation. You rebels will be dug in, and Grant's troops will surround the place.
Well, where's the Culpeper Plantation?
Somewhere up in Beverly Hills. You'll be taken there. We don't want the public to know where the shooting's going to be.
You mean it's gonna be the Civil War all over again?
It better be. That's what I'm being paid for.
When's all this gonna commence?
Monday morning. Didn't they tell you anything?
No, sir.
Well, you'll find out soon enough. I've said too much already.
Can I take my gun?
I told you no. With guns like that, the South would win the war. They hired me, so mistakes like that won't happen. See you Monday.
It's lonesome without Jethro.
I don't want to talk about him, Ellie. Going off to war without his country's banner.
Granny! Uncle Jed!
He's come back for it, Granny. His conscience is hurting him.
More likely his stomach is hurting him. He ain't et in 2 hours. See? Right to the icebox.
Hey, Granny, I got news for you.
Bare your head in the presence of the grand old flag.
Sorry,
Hey, how come you're home from the reserve so quick?
because I found out who these reserves for. The Yankees.
What?
The North is gonna commence fighting again.
No.
Yep, I heard the whole scheme down at headquarters.
You mean they didn't learn their lesson at Gettysburg and Appomattox?
All I know is they's fixing to attack the first thing Monday morning.
Where?
Right here in Beverly Hills. A place called a Culpeper's Plantation.
Well, where's that?
Well, they wouldn't tell me. Said they didn't want the people to know where the shooting was gonna be.
My dingies. Them Yankees meant it.
Meant what, Granny?
For years they've been muttering the North will rise again. This time we'll nip their rebellion in the bud. Where's your gun?
But they took it away from me.
What?
They said it was too good. Said the South could win with guns like that.
Why, them dirty, thieving Yankee bushwhackers.
Let's get Pa and go down there and whoop.
Yeah, let's go, Granny.
No, young'uns, it might be a trap. Now, as for Jed, he's got a blind spot when it comes to the Yankees. He always says, let sleeping dogs lie. Well, they've lied for the last time.
What are we gonna do, Granny?
Well, first we gotta get some information. Where the plantation is and the Yankee plan of battle.
Well, how are we gonna get it, Granny?
Did you ever hear of Belle Boyd, the beautiful Confederate spy?
No, ma'am.
Well, she proved that a pretty face and a stunning figure could always loosen them Yankees' tongues. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good. You stay here and finish the dishes, and Jethro will drive me down.
Ready to go, Granny.
Jethro, go change your clothes. If they see me consorting with a Confederate, they'll know I'm a spy.
Yes, Granny.
It beats me how the South won with boys like that.
Boy, Granny, you're something else.
You ain't just whistling Dixie. One look at my leg, and them Yankees will blab everything they know. And if the calf don't get 'em, the coat will.
Granny, I'm all done with my dishes. Can I please come along?
No, honey. In the dangerous game of toying with a man's emotions, there's no substitute for experience. And I need all I can get. It's been a long time.
Well, couldn't I just watch and see how you vamp 'em, fella?
On one condition.
Well, what's that?
The tricks I learn you can drive a man stark, raving mad. You gotta promise to only use them in the defense of your country.
I promise.
All right.
Well, I best go put on a dress. I wouldn't want 'em to think I was a boy.
Beats me how the South won with girls like that.
Okay, fellas, you want to step inside, please? Sergeant, have you been to lunch?
No, sir.
Well, you go ahead. I'll manage.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Excellent. Can you ride?
Yes, sir. I've done some cowboy parts.
Oh, hey, that's something I wanted to ask about. The script calls for me to ride. Do I have to?
Well, you certainly can't go charging up to Culpeper Plantation in a Jeep.
Well, what about the buggy?
It looks like I'm going to be spending some time with General Grant. Do you mind sitting in for the sergeant?
Not at all.
Thank you. I'm expecting some more people.
Any Southern belles?
Dozens of them. You and Sergeant O'Hara. Here, take this with you. Hold it, General. You'd better get used to smoking these cigars they gave you.
Cigars make me dizzy.
You don't smoke cigars and you don't ride. Do you drink?
Only very dry martinis.
Will you tell me something? Who cast you for this part?
Cousin Abe.
You're the producer's cousin?
That's right.
Well, I am being paid to come up with a reasonable facsimile of General Grant and his men, so between now and Monday morning, you're going to smoke a lot of cigars and ride a lot of horses. Do you ride, Colonel?
Yes, sir. I've been riding all my life.
Who cast you?
My revered father-in-law, sir.
You're married to Abe's daughter?
I have that great honor.
You know, the South may win this time.
Jethro was right. It's a Yankee soldier. Do. You hang back and watch. I'll soften him up. Hello there, soldier boy.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you come in.
That's the way I work, Sonny.
If you're here to see Colonel Blake, it'll be a few minutes. He's inside talking to General Grant and his men.
Grant?
Yeah, they're getting ready for the big battle on Monday. Say, haven't I seen you at Columbia?
No. She's never been to Columbia, Tennessee in her whole life.
Columbia, Tennessee?
She's a northern girl. She comes from Boston.
Well, how do you do?
Howdy. That's Boston talk. She lives on Bacon Hill. Say, I saw a soda pop machine down the hall. Why don't you two Yankees go down there and have a drink?
Would you answer the telephone?
Oh, sure I will.
If the Colonel asks for me, you tell him I'll be right back.
Take your time, Sonny. It can't be Ulysses S. Grant. He couldn't live this long, especially the way he hit the bottle.
I'm so dizzy I'll never be able to get on that horse.
It's him.
Come on, let's go over this battle plan.
Now, concentrate on this map. Here's the Culpeper plantation.
I don't know how to read a map. Besides, I can hardly stand up.
That's how we lost Richmond.
Now, the first attack on the Confederate position will come at dawn on Monday.
Dawn? Well, I'm having a party Sunday night.
I can lead the attack, sir. I make a dashing figure on a horse.
Listen, Colonel Chitlin, with that accent of yours, we're going to put you in a Confederate uniform.
Same old bunch of Yankees, still fighting dirty.
Why can't we have the attack Tuesday morning?
Because my orders are Monday.
Well, I'm going to get in touch with Abe.
Abe! Oh, you're back. Come on, Ellie.
When can I see you again?
After the war. Jen!
Granny, where you been and where'd you get my gun?
General Grant's headquarters. What? General Ulysses S. Grant is alive and planning to attack the Culpeper's plantation at dawn on Monday.
I think you've had enough of that.
Don't knock it, Jed. You ought to see what it's done for Grant.
Where you going?
I'm going to warn the Culpeppers that Grant is coming.
You'd have to be pretty near 150 years old. This is the wildest thing I ever heard.
That ain't nothing. Wait till you hear who else is alive. Old Abe himself.
Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here.
This has been a Filmways presentation.
Viacom.